If you're proud of yourself. What's the danger? What is the danger?
I don't know. I'm not with the detectives and child protection people that have done this.
This is a civil matter. It's done in a private court. There's no such thing as in English law, a private court.
The lady has got the paperwork. Read the paperwork and it'll explain to you on there.
It's not worth the paper it's written on, because it's done in a private court.
Right, well, I don't know anything about that. Okay?
Well, you should do. You're a policeman, aren't you?
I have come here to assist my colleagues who have been dealing with it all day.
Are you on your way?
I've come in at the end of this whole process that's gone on. I've come in right at the end of it, and I haven't been told hardly any of the details about it. My colleagues who are out there will speak to you in a moment, mate, and they will explain the details.
You know this is fraud, don't you? They take £30 billion a year of taxpayers' money, of the public purse, and put it into private pockets through the private courts. You know, it's just fraud, child trafficking. You can make a living from stealing children.
Paul, will your hand...
There's no danger. Where is the danger?
I don't know, because I don't know...
An emergency protection order can only be issued if the child is in imminent danger.
Are you going to hand me?
Where's the danger?
These people know the ins and outs.
Yeah, no, where's the danger?
Paul, can I listen to you?
Yeah, you're a child trafficking scumbag.
Right, listen to
You
me.
shouldn't even be here.
Right.
Clear off. You're not welcome in here. Where's the warrant anyway to enter this building?
Just posted 3 letterbox.
I didn't see it.
Scotty, do you want me to fetch it for you? Let me fetch it
No,
for
fetch it for me.
Do you have a solicitor, mate?
No, I don't.
No. Because I've got a solicitor, haven't you?
I know that what you're doing is unlawful.
Okay, okay.
And I know what you're doing is unlawful too. You can expect a private prosecution.
I'll take it legal advice is what I said to you.
No, they wait for you lot anyway. Solicitors do. You want to hold?
They've got the original little pockets or something.
Yeah, I bet they are.
Well, I don't know because I haven't seen the original.
The only way you could get this is by bribing a judge. Either lying to a judge or you've fabricated it, one or the other. There's no danger. I've even got a video recording of the pre-birth case conference of the last child that was stolen, and they say we're not a danger. So how did we even get this?
Have you got anything you want me to take with us for him?
My parents just spent £100 on baby things, and you're just going to snatch the baby away. What a waste of money.
What, do you want me to take something? Have you got anything else to take with him?
No, take with consent. This isn't worth anything, this is shit.
Look, we're going to have to take, okay? We're going to have to take. Now, I don't want to get physical. Okay?
This is our
Sorry, but
son.
I know.
Yeah. We've got full parental responsibility. We're married. How the fuck did you lot get any parental responsibility at all? How did the judge get parental responsibility?
The order there states that we...
It's not worth anything though, is it?
Okay. Well, it is.
How did the judge get any parental responsibility?
Listen, if I'm 10, he's going to be 10. So
Yeah, because you lot are here. Now, fuck off.
Well, you're shouting.
no, to be fair. Oh, no!
Can you face your face?
No!
You carry on. You will. That's not your hand. Oh, that's the one. Well, you're poking your elbow into my arm. That isn't at all. You walk towards me. No, but you lean into me.
Let me just
be human, be understanding, and just be normal.
Let me just take him from you then.
No, don't, Tasha. Don't.
Oh, well, that's making our job really difficult then, because we are taking.
What's your job?
There are enough people here.
You're making money from stealing children.
Okay. Look, I'm going to take him.
Paul, I'm not assaulting anyone. Paul. I'm trying to cuddle my wife. I'm trying to cuddle my wife. Let us take.
Can you
I'm not going to let you take it. I know.
Can we all just calm down? If I'm 10,
get your hands off me. That's calm down.
can you just all back off?
I am calm.
I mean,
Get your hands off
because
me.
you're the ones who
Now.
are causing this tension.
Right. And none of us are going to go.
What?
None of us are going to go.
Well, what are you going to do with the screaming baby in the car?
Okay? We need to take now.
Oh,
Before
God.
everybody gets.
This is, there you go, take that.
Before everybody gets
That's
very
not-
Well, you're the one who caused detention.
Okay.
Which is making me tense.
Okay, well,
which
am I shouting? Am I raising my voice?
Good mother, neither.
Okay.
Yes.
Right, okay. Asha, I need to take, okay?
Why do you?
So, can you pass him to me, please?
Change your back.
Paul, you're not
Oh,
helping. You're not
yeah,
helping.
Hey, I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help my wife to protect my son
At the end of
from
the day,
you lot.
you're
Calm
going to get
down.
arrested, aren't you?
Carry on.
I don't care. Do you think I care?
Right.
Do you think I'm bothered if you arrest me?
I'm sure you want to be here
You're
for
trying
Asha
to
when we
steal my
take
children.
her.
You've
We're
already
not
stolen
stealing.
3 of them.
Right, okay. Then can you move Mr.
Yeah.
Roberts back,
Well,
please?
come and stand back here.
It's not
Put your hands up,
paying
mate.
nice
Just come back
for
here.
me. I'm not
No.
as dumb as you think I am.
I'm not paying now.
No, I'm not
And I don't
consenting.
want you to use
I'm
your
not
law.
consenting to any
I
of
need
this.
to take
I'm not
Jack.
asking you to consent to
And
it,
I want
so I'm
to-
asking
No,
you
Put your hands up, mate.
You're
Hobby.
me, which means you, everyone, if
I'm
you
going to-
snatch him,
I'm not going to snatch him. I don't
what
want
are
to
you
snatch him.
just getting physical with me
because you
for?
won't hand the baby across, that's why.
And if she's getting physical with me and I accidentally drop him, that's
But
what?
that's not going to stop what's going to happen. We are taking the child.
That's what you want, and then you can blame me.
Asha, we are taking
You're cornering me and you're scaring
well,
me.
okay, I don't mean to scare you.
Yes, you do. You know exactly what
Can
you're
you
doing.
just back off
No,
a
I'm
bit?
not gonna back
I'll
off.
come
I'm-
forward because I don't want to be in the corner.
Pass Jack to me then.
No.
Well, I'm going
Going past him, we're going to have to take him from him, aren't we?
I don't want to
Can you
take him
just
from you.
sit back? Yeah, I'm in the
And
corner.
I've asked you to hand him over to me. I've asked you to hand him over.
Well, I'm asking you to hand over your wallet. Are you going to do that? I don't think so, are you?
Can you just...
Asha, please just pass me.
You're asking someone to hand over their child. What do you think you are?
Well, the point is we're here now. It's going to happen whether you two wanted to or not. Which clearly you don't. Now,
Well, of course we don't.
we'll have to resort to using force if that's what it takes, but we don't want to do that.
Of course you do. That's why you're here, isn't it? This is a civil case. The family court is a private court.
Listen to me.
You know, what you're doing is
If your
illegal.
wife doesn't pass the baby,
You
we'll
should read the Bill of Rights and the Magna Carta. That's our constitution. Are you even English?
Please pass
No!
English law.
No, because you're scaring me, which will scare him.
Okay. Well, I don't mean to scare you, and I
you do.
definitely don't want to scare you. So please pass me.
You're causing trauma. Once it's mum. What do you think your baby wants as soon as it comes out? Once it's mum.
Come on, Asha, let me move
Thank
you.
you.
Please do. I don't like you touching me.
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
just get your hands off your wife. You're assaulting her.
Right.
And you're a policeman. Look at that, assault. She's touching. She's got her hands on my wife.
Sit down, Asha. Sit down, Asha. Just sit down. Sit down, Asha. Sit down.
We're not going to snatch him,
Yes,
actually.
you are. You said you're here to snatch the baby.
Use the word snatch.
Well, that's it. I know I'm not helping you to snatch a baby.
Asha, we are going to have to take it. Okay. Now, social services have arranged to contact with you tomorrow. Okay.
Can I report a kidnapping now? You're a police officer.
We know where the child is going, don't we?
Yeah, but this is a kidnapping.
Well, we don't know where
You're
the
taking part in
child is
it.
going at all.
Yeah, from a private court. There's no such thing as a private court. Yeah, private law, private court. Yeah, if you read the Bill of Rights and the Magna Carta 1215, you realise that a private court, they're still in power today. They were that Magna Carta was written before Parliament existed, before they made up this statute law. Yeah, statutory law can only be enforced with consent. You don't consent. Get your hands up, alright? Asha, you're assaulting my wife now.
Physical contact.
Yes, you are. Come on, please. Look at you, please.
I can't hold it! No!
And if someone stole your child, your only son, would you? Well then,
I wasn't getting physical! So why are you grabbing me?
Grabbing you, I was holding your hand.
Twisting and kidnapping. What are you doing here anyway? Fuck off. I presume he wants to speak to you.
No!
It's a child snatcher.
You forgot his clothes! You
We'll
lost
take
his
them. We'll
clothes!
take them.
What do you want us to take?
I presume we can get some things that they want us to take for him, can't
What
we?
would take the outside?
So today,
No, that's what we want us for
Is there anything
him.
else you want me to
Well, is there
take?
anything
Coming back.
Is there anything that you want to send with him then? Is there anything at all that you want to send with him?
What would you take?
Take off.
To give them to me, I'll take them outside.
No, let them spend money on it.
Okay, that's fine. Whatever you wanted to do.
Can I just give you those? That's new key to your door.
Is it?
Give me some things to take for him.
No, you lot stole the baby. You can spend money on providing.
What do you want to do, Asher? Do you want to give anything?
Anything, nothing.
No, just get on the phone to your solicitor.
Anything, those
Asher, listen,
If there's an accident
Yeah, but
tonight.
That's not all the stuff I'm
we will, if you don't want us to
They
get
use
that stuff,
public
we
money.
will provide that. We won't be left in dirty
They
clothes,
use
dirty
public
nasty
money to
things.
pay these
We'll be
private
looked after.
courts and everything. Yeah,
Okay.
it's fraud as well as kidnapping.
Asher, Paul, can I ask you something? Do you want us to go through about what the contact arrangements are going to be? What we got set up for tomorrow?
Go on, you've stolen the baby, now fuck off.
It's up to you. If you don't want us to kind of discuss what the contact arrangements are going to be,
Might you do what you did last time, just give us a piece of paper with the information on.
But we got sometimes
Nothing to discuss, you've stolen a baby.
sometimes
You've
we
broken the law.
told in the
Assisted by the
letter
police.
or when I came to contact, they'd tell me when the next contact
okay.
was.
I can tell you
give us a
now.
letter.
I can tell you now. Do you want me to send a letter to you? Because we're looking at tomorrow for contact for you tomorrow.
Let him tell you, and then you'll know how to see him tomorrow, won't you?
You've been watching the news, haven't you, with Jimmy Savile and that house thing? They take children that were snatched and abuse them.
Yeah.
That's what you're assisting now.
Yeah.
They're going to abuse my son. It's a paedophiles.
You can be
He's a
on
pedo. You can tell, look
I'll
at
ring you.
How
Student
long
children.
will it be for?
2 hours tomorrow, 2 till 4. Asher, listen to me. The midwives are going to make sure that he's seen tomorrow, okay? So they'll check him out to make sure he's all okay. What about
He's
you?
okay.
Yeah, we know.
Don't
but
take
they have
him
to
over
see
your
him the
soul
new
now.
baby, don't they? What about you?
I'm
Do you
sorry.
need to see the doctor soon?
No.
Listen, we can talk with you more tomorrow when things are a bit calmer, okay? Okay.
So that's 2 o'clock. You want us to arrange a taxi for you?
She tomorrow for 2 o'clock. They come about 1:15, 1:30 in the taxi. The taxi will be here. Then they go to 2 o'clock.
I'll arrange a taxi. We're going to arrange it. Yeah? So we'll get here for probably about maybe...
What about 1:30?
yeah. So we'll arrange a taxi. Listen, your solicitor's contacted us. You're going to be in contact with your solicitor. Vicky.
Yeah, we were talking a bit today.
Okay.
But not for long.
Can you make sure you get in contact with her? Yeah? And she'll ring us. Yeah? Because we have a date for court. And like I said to you before, this is whatever you said to us and all your grievances, put that into court. Get legal representation, and then you can all the things that you've got gripes about, get the solicitor to put that into court. Just as you said, that's where you do your voting. Yeah? Alright, so we'll arrange a taxi for tomorrow.
Yeah. Well done. Proud of yourselves, aren't you?
Good afternoon, welcome to the UK Column Live. It's the 5th of April 2013. It's just gone 1:15. Welcome to Britain 2013. What you've just witnessed there only happened yesterday with a baby of 1 year old.
1 day old.
1 day old, sorry, 1 day old. Over to you, Brian.
Well, we were past this film first thing this morning. We watched it. I think that the whole of the UK Column Live team are feeling like most of the viewers this afternoon, just absolutely appalling. But this is the reality of what is happening in Britain in 2013. This is not happening to one family, this is happening to thousands of families, their children literally being stolen by the state. We're going to take you through some of the processes. We're going to try and answer, how is this happening? Why is it happening? How is it possible? But at the end of the day, it is up to all of us to stop it dead, because it ends somewhere extremely unpleasant, as many people in the chat box have been picking up on. So I'm just going to take you through just a couple of stills of the film that we've just seen. And of course, the first person here we've got is a police officer. And we say to ourselves, well, really, who is this man? What sort of man, or possibly father, would be involved in stealing a 1 day old child? What kind of man would do this? And we've got to ask a question, does he actually understand what he has become part of? My comment on this is that many, many people died to try and stop this sort of behaviour happening in Britain. This is the behaviour of Stalinist Russia or Nazi Germany. And now we've got a man dressed in black in somebody's home stealing their children. Who is this man? What police force does he work for? And we can say the same thing here. Basically, who are these women? And what kind of women would come into somebody's home to help steal a newborn baby from his mother, and they remain so cold? And this is an issue which we're going to come on to. And of course, we've got this gentleman, and we've seen the little play acting of reassuring a mother, patting her on the head. There, don't worry, we've just taken your newborn baby. So what kind of man or father, is this man a father, can help steal a newborn baby from his mother? It's really incredible when we look at the reality of what's happening in Britain. And I'm going to be very, very hard and say that UK Column team watch on a daily basis across the internet, across Facebook, across Twitter, people arguing amongst each other, criticising each other, attacking each other. Well, this is the reality of what's going on in Britain today. And if we don't stop it, we will show you where it will end up. Now, if you'd like to understand the mentality behind the people, I'm going to say, please go and watch the interview, which we did yesterday with a gentleman from Ireland called Kevin Bull. We were talking about the deaths in the NHS, but specifically we were talking about the rise of low empathy people. In the NHS, these are the people that can switch off life support or dehydrate or starve elderly people in order to increase the profits of the NHS. But of course, it's the same low empathy people that we're seeing in in Paul's house, stealing his newborn baby. So do have a look, go to UK Column website, and this is the interview, and it's called A Conversation About the NHS. And of course, we know the reality because the papers are talking about it. Hundreds of thousands of patients have been deliberately killed within the NHS, and here it's pointing out that some 20,000 actually had dementia, so they had no say in whether they lived or died. This is Britain. This is not Nazi Germany, or is it? And of course, The men ultimately responsible are the men in and women in power. These are the people ultimately responsible for the stealing of the children and the deaths of vulnerable people. What is one clue to what's going on? How much are children worth? And this is a simple little sum based on the fact that a contract was issued of £733,000 for 6 months for 30 children to be looked after by foster care associates in Bristol. If you multiply that up to the 60,000 children currently in care nationwide, the figure is £2.8 billion per year. Children are being treated like commodities. So there we are, 2.8 billion, but of course this doesn't include the amount being charged by special units, which can be up to £1 million per child per year, and it doesn't include the £20 billion a year, which is the amount circulating in fees and profit around the family courts. Children have become big business. Who benefits? Local authorities, the legal profession, £70,000 per day, the medical experts, £3,000 a day, foster parents, therapists, £3,000 a day if they're being used in the courts, special schools, £7,000 per week, and of course the adoption and fostering agencies, a minimum of £18,000 per year per placement. This is taken from Hansard and shows some of the amounts of money that were changing hands where the government was paying local authorities to take children from their parents. And of course Northampton there taking £1.1 million in government money as a reward for the children. Kent 2.1 million, Essex 2.4 million. This is the British government paying people huge sums of money to steal children. The fostering network across Britain has 58,000 members covering 380 fostering services, and they're delighted that their income has risen by 18% to 6.5 million. And they can now pay out 2.6 million in salaries. Children have become assets for the state. And even people like Harriet Harman, who has actually been campaigning, or was previously campaigning to make pornographic pictures of children easier to do, had worked out that secretive family courts were sending people to prison in addition to stealing the children. 200 people were sent to prison by the family courts, which happens in complete privacy and secrecy. So the judges, who are faceless behind closed doors with no jury and no press, can issue the orders by which children can be stolen. And they then issue gagging orders, which simply mean that people can't reveal the truth as to what they're doing. Christopher Booker of The Telegraph, as one journalist, has worked out that something very nasty is going on when he wrote this article: "The secrecy of the family court system has reached a bizarre new extreme. The courts have to be secret because the British government is stealing thousands and thousands of British children and thousands of children from other countries." Staffordshire Social Services are responsible for the stealing of the one-day-old baby from Paul and his wife. Details are now widely available on the internet. Staffordshire County Council is responsible for those social workers, and one man who's got a special responsibility is this gentleman, the leader of the council, a Conservative, Philip Atkins. Plenty of information is available about him if you feel so strongly that you feel he should be informed as to what is really going on and what the British public really think about his organisation and his callous social workers. But ultimately, we have to look at this level. Edward Timpson MP. He is the minister responsible for child protection, and of course he's an ex-barrister working within child protection. I need say nothing about David Cameron. Details of Mr. Edward Timpson and how to get in contact with him are available through the Department for Education. And finally, we will end on this quote: "The state must declare the child to be the most precious treasure of the people. As long as the government is perceived as working for the benefit of the children, the people will happily endure almost any curtailment of liberty and almost any deprivation." In fact, the reality in Britain today is that the state is already surpassing the Nazi ideology in stealing, trafficking and abusing children. It's up to us to do something about it. We know where this ends, and Louise has been flagging up the comments here today.
Yeah.
Many of you who've watched this programme know where this will end if we, as all the people across UK, do not do something to stop it. If you want to know what to do about it, the simple answer is exposure. Talk about it, Twitter, email, tweet, Facebook, personal meetings with your MPs. Let's get the telephone calls going to Staffordshire Council. Let's start asking the questions. We need millions of good British people to say, no, we do not consent to this behaviour. There is no other news today, because if we do not deal with this one item, our children have no future and we do not have a future. So do see the interview with Kevin Ball from yesterday, which explains how these people are being created as low empathy monsters. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.